By the time I got there, I didn't know I was going to have to fight for my life to get out.
It all started when a screw came loose from a video game.
And all I did was defend myself when she jumped in my face.
Let's take this slowly,
Okay.
Rena.
Yeah. My Renee hit her again because she wasn't moving out the door fast enough.
For injury to your arm, to your finger?
And my foot. I have a comminuted fracture on my foot.
All right, well, why don't you tell me first, before we get to your injuries, I gather that the defendant's son was playing at your house with some of your children.
Yeah. Well,
is that right?
Yeah.
And there was a toy that was broken by her son.
A little toy.
What kind of toy was it?
It's a little Nintendo cartridge. I went to the defendants to ask them, did they have a screw that I can put into my, actually, it wasn't my son's game, it was my nephew's game. To put, could they help me put it back together?
Let me stop. After the toy was broken, according to your complaint, you went to the defendant's house.
I went there.
And you said, do you have a screw that you can fix the game with, because your son broke the game?
Before I went there, I sent the
Put your hand
boys,
down, please.
my nephew and my son over there. And they called me and asked me, why did I send the kids over there? They didn't understand what they were talking about. You know, they didn't understand. Tell me what you're talking about. I said, I'll be over there in a minute. But I didn't know that, by the time I got there, I didn't know I was going to have to fight for my life to get out.
Well, what happened when you got there?
Well, when I got there, I was trying to explain to Renee.
Who's Renee? That's you?
Rena.
Rena.
She's Renee.
Well, they told me her name was Renee. And anyway, I was trying to explain to her about this screw. And she kept yelling, and I told her, I said, okay, forget about it. You obviously want to fight. So I was trying to get out. And before I knew it, they had jumped on me. And,
Who's they?
She, her mom, and her brother.
You're the mother?
Yes, I am.
I didn't find it funny. I've been in the cast for about 2 months, and I'm still being treated.
And you don't know why this happened?
Well, I have a pretty good idea.
Well, let me hear your idea, because right now I really don't understand why you have injuries.
We have yeah, I don't either. I mean,
I don't understand it either. So tell me why you think this happened.
We had a mutual friend, and he was pretty nice to me. He did a lot of things for me. I think Val may have been in love with him. I don't know. He claimed he was in love with me, but I didn't share those same feelings.
So you think that this was all over a man?
That's what I think. Well, the man had died. And the man died. I didn't go to his funeral. And a couple of days after that is when this setup, I believe it was a setup. This is what happened, because I can't understand why they would get that mad over a little Nintendo game, a screw. I have a lot of kids over my house all the time. Val and I have had problems with the kids before, but we've always been able to talk about it.
That's you?
We've always been able to talk about whatever problems we ever had. We've always been able to talk about it. But this particular time, there was no talking.
Okay. Rena?
Yes.
Let's hear your version of this, please.
Okay, Sunday is when I heard that, well, my son, he was at our house playing Sunday for a couple of hours just before we was gonna start our day. And I had told her, you know, she was fixing the kids' lunch and stuff. I told her, don't worry about mine, because I would be picking him up about 3, because we had movie engagements and planned for that day. But after I dropped him off back after Sunday and everything like that, never mentioned about the screw. Even after I picked him up, because I still don't know when the screw got lost and everything. So when I dropped him off at his father's, I went off with a friend, and we were gone for like 2 days out of town. And when I came back that Tuesday, which was the 22nd, is when I heard about the screw. She called the house saying that I said, why did you send the children? She said, because I figured you could help them. And I'm like, help them with what? A screw. What kind of screw? A screw to a game. I'm asking, is this game still broken, or is it broken? Does it work? I haven't checked that. She's assuming that she's talking to my mother. I'm letting her know you are talking to me while she's being loud and ruly. I will be there. When she got there, she bammed on the door like she was a detective, and I asked her why. She said, because I wanted to make sure you heard me. Come on in. She's still going on about the screw. She never said anything about the game. She always focused on a screw. I got out a screw bucket where I keep little tools and stuff. Let's get us one. I offered her to sit down. She sat down for a half a second and jumped back up, and when she did that, not knowing her, because I can prove that I've only been here, just got in town. I don't know her. She's my mother's company. Okay.
Fine.
Yeah, and so when she jumped up in my face, not knowing what she had done or what she'd been doing over her house before or why she was calling, and because she still had hostility and rage in her voice, in her and everything, and all I did was defend myself when she jumped in my face.
Just a second. All right, let's take this slowly, Rena.
Yes.
She's sitting on the couch, and where are you? Sitting or standing?
No, it's a little love seat. And before she could sit down, when she sat down before I could sit down, she was back up and I rose with her.
I have to get this as a mental picture.
Okay.
You are standing.
Yeah. Talking to her like this, like we're side by side.
Right.
And I said, sit down, let's talk.
You said sit down.
Uh-huh.
She starts to sit down, and you're still standing.
Uh-huh, before I could even get there.
No, not before. You're still standing.
Yes, I am.
So she sits, and you're standing, and then she just jumps up.
Just like that.
And then you, Rena, look
Yes.
at me. Then you did what?
Then when she did that, because
She did that. She jumped up. Just tell me what you did.
When I jumped up, I lunged back, and she did like this, and then that's when
You what?
I
Get it
defended
out.
myself. When she
No,
put
you
her...
didn't say... I don't want you to tell me defend
Well, okay,
myself.
anyway,
I want you
when
to tell
she
me...
put her hands in my face, I put my hands in hers.
No, Rena.
I did. I did.
Rena, listen to me. Listen to me, Rena.
I did.
Listen to me,
did.
Rena.
When she
Rena,
put her, okay.
hey, pay attention to me,
Yes.
madam. She jumped up,
Yes.
because I read your answer.
Yes.
She didn't put her hands on you, but you put your hands on her, and I want you to tell me exactly what you did.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I mean, it really isn't funny for two adult women who have children to indulge themselves in this kind of behavior. So believe me, it's not funny.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Renee Nickerson says she was attacked by Rena Robinson after she tried to talk to her about a screw that came loose from a video game.
I want you to tell me exactly what you did.
That's what I did. When she jumped up...
No, you didn't. You didn't tell me what you did.
When she jumped up, I put my hands in her face to strike her or whatever.
In her face is not telling you, but she didn't get these injuries from putting your hands in her face.
Okay, in her face, on her, or whatever.
No, not whatever. Let's get back. Rena, let's get back to it, Rena.
Get back to it. This is how it went. When she jumped up...
Show me on your mother.
Okay, when she jumped, okay, seriously. When she went to go sit down and she jumped up in my face like this, and I went back, and when she brought her hands to me, I didn't know what she was gonna do, and I pushed them back, and then she launched back, and that's when we had the conflict back and forth.
So you put your hands on her first.
First, because I didn't know what she was gonna bring to me.
I was trying to leave.
Just a second. You put your hands on her first.
Okay, well then I accept that.
Well, that's what happened.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you just put your hands on her, and you were showing me with your mother that you just sort of held both hands.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
This, I don't know, because
we don't know.
the ambulance did not come, did no rescue squad or anything like that. So
Yes, they did. I called the ambulance and I called the police.
Okay.
Now,
how did you get involved in this?
Okay. Renee and I had discussed this Sunday. We talked about the losing of the screw and the Nintendo game. So
You talked about it with the plaintiff.
That's
Renee.
right. Okay. And I told her, I said, well, what do you want Renee to do? Pay for the game or what? She said, no, all I need is a screw. See, can you find a screw? And I said, okay. Hung up the phone, and that was that. We never discussed it anymore. Well, I thought it was settled as she had discussed it with me. So Rena came in that Tuesday, and I was getting ready because I was going in the hospital the next day. And I was laying down in the bed, relaxing. That's when I heard them talking on the phone. Rena said, Mama, she assumed that she was talking to you. All the time she was talking to me. So when I heard she said she was coming over, well, at that time, Rena had walked out of my room and was halfway in the living room, laughing about it. So Renee walked to the door, and she, bam, 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 bam. I jumped up because I didn't know what was going on. So I wanted to know who was knocking on my door and that rapid raid. So by the time I got there, Renee said, why are you knocking on the door like that? She said, I wanted to make sure that you heard me.
Okay.
And Rena let her in. Okay. Then she told her, she said, come on in and sit down. Rena was standing like this, and Renee was getting ready to sit down. She went to sit and jumped up. At that time, I guess she said, well, I don't need to sit down. We just get it over with, the discussion. So Rena said, what is it pertaining to? And it was all but about a screw. So she said that, I guess when Renee jumped up, Renee didn't know what she was going to do. And at that time, as in anger in her, she didn't know whether she had a weapon or what.
Just tell me what happened, madam.
Okay.
Don't tell me what was in somebody's mind. I want to hear what happened.
Okay. And, all right. So this is what happened. They got to fighting.
No, you don't get to fighting. Somebody fights first.
Well, that's what I had said. Okay. Rena put her hands on her first.
How?
Well, like...
When she came
No,
to
no,
me.
no.
No, not
you
you.
already told me. Now your mother's going to tell me.
She was
No,
having.
listen to me.
I'm just saying.
No, you say nothing.
Don't
Your
you
mother is going to show me.
Okay. She pushed her back.
She pushed her.
Okay.
And then what happened?
Then the other one pushed back too. So then they got together and started tussling. And I tried to tell them to stop. I never touched her. Never did. I touched my own daughter, trying to make her stop because it was unnecessary to fight over a screw. Okay, so then they got to really going at it. So when I did get them apart, Renee went out of the door. She was standing there at the door. Then my Renee hit her again because she wasn't moving out the door fast enough.
Where did she hit her?
Okay, I think she slapped her or hit her up.
Slapped her in the
Yeah,
face.
she slapped her. Yeah, she did. Okay, but when they really got to tussling again, it was outside the door in the complex.
You mean after your daughter hit her in the face?
Yeah, they went on out.
She jumped at me about 3 or 4 times.
Oh, okay. Anyway, they went on out, and they still was tussling.
Aren't you ashamed of yourselves?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
All right, guys, let's pause it right there because we need to unpack what is already turning out to be an absolutely wild case. We have to grown women escalating things to a full-blown physical brawl, and the alleged spark that lit this entire powder keg is literally a single, tiny missing screw for a broken Nintendo game. You honestly cannot make this stuff up. Let's look at the plaintiff's side of the story first. Renee claims she simply went over to the defendant's house to ask for a replacement screw to fix a video game that was broken while the neighborhood kids were playing. It seemed like a mundane, neighborly request, but next thing she knows, she says she's fighting for her life. In a chaotic hallway scuffle. As a result of that fight, Renee ended up with a broken foot, severe injuries to her arm and her finger, and she was stuck in a heavy plaster cast for 2 solid months. But here is where the story takes a massive detour into true reality television territory. Renee doesn't actually think this fight was about a Nintendo game at all. She drops a bombshell theory on the court, claiming that this entire encounter was actually a calculated setup over a mutual friend who had recently passed away. According to Renee, the defendant's mother was deeply in love with this man, but the man had feelings for Renee instead. This created a toxic layer of deep-seated jealousy that finally boiled over when Renee knocked on the door. On the other side of the aisle, we have the defendant, Rena. Her version of events is completely different. Rena says that Renee came over to her mother's house, pounding aggressively on the door, acting incredibly loud, hostile, and threatening over this tiny screw. Rena claims she tried to be helpful, bringing out a screw bucket and even offering Renee a seat, but says Renee aggressively jumped right back up into her face. Rena is trying incredibly hard to sell the judge on the idea that she was purely acting in self-defense. But Judge Judy is a master at breaking down a manufactured story. Did you catch what just happened right before we hit pause? The judge made Rena physically demonstrate exactly how the confrontation started, and Rena accidentally told on herself. Under intense pressure from the bench, Rena admitted that even though Renee allegedly jumped up, Renee never actually put her hands on her. It was Rena who reached out and physically pushed the plaintiff first. Rena just confessed to throwing the first physical strike because she claimed she didn't know what Renee was going to do. This is not looking good for the defense, but there is still a whole second half to go, and the defendant's mother is about to take the stand to tell us what she saw. Let's get right back into the courtroom to see how Judge Judy handles this mess.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Renee Nickerson and Rena Robinson are in dispute about a fight that broke out over a broken video game.
Aren't you ashamed of yourselves? You recently came to your mother's house.
Yes.
Your mother has had a relationship with this lady, evidently a pleasant one, for a
Yeah.
long time, right?
I thought
Where
you-
were you that you were away? And
I was in Alabama.
Did you live there?
Yes, I was.
So you just came to visit?
I came back because I was living in California before, and then I moved away because I was working and different things like that.
But your son always lived with your mother.
My son lives with his father.
Lives with his
His
father.
father, he was
Uh-huh.
just visiting. with him.
Visiting, yeah. He was just visiting.
He was just visiting.
Okay. Now, I have a couple of questions for you, and then I'm going to get back to how these injuries occurred. Why is it that you didn't tell her right away when you were talking to her on the phone that I'm Rena, I'm not my mother?
She was too loud. She didn't hear me. I tried to
She
tell
did.
her that.
She did.
She was very, very loud, and she wouldn't listen.
Why would she be loud talking to your
Because
mother?
she was, because something, I don't know.
Had you ever had any difficulty with Renee before?
Not really. Not really.
Well-
Nothing where is that we couldn't solve.
Well, then that seems kind of strange, doesn't it? I mean, the last conversation, according to you, that you had was it was just about a screw and we'll
Yeah,
take care of it.
right.
So it doesn't sit right with me that she would call and be hostile with you on the phone.
Yes, she was.
Well, you don't know that. Your
No.
daughter told you she
Right.
was.
Okay. No, I don't
No,
know
your
that.
daughter told you she was hostile
Yeah, but
on
I
the
was
phone.
laying right there listening to the whole conversation.
No, you weren't. You only heard your daughter's end of the conversation.
okay.
Right?
He said he was in the room sick.
That's where the phone is in mother's room.
Well, whatever. She wasn't. You,
Well, we'll take that too. Okay.
all right. Now, I want you to tell me not how this young lady assaulted you, but you say her mother assaulted you as well. The mother says that she was just trying to split you up.
Well, maybe she was, but she had drugged me, or one of them had drugged me on the floor.
One of them.
One of them.
But you're not sure whom.
I'm not sure who. By the time I got to the door, and as far as a weapon go, Your Honor, this is what I had on. A little nightie that she tore up. I didn't come over. I don't even have a weapon. I was standing at the door. Her son was holding me by both of my arms, and I've been trying to go home ever since she first started arguing. So anyway,
Why
finally
did she
she's
even
finished
come?
fighting. I said, "Can I have my shoe?" Val gave.
What was she doing with your shoe?
My shoe came off during the fight. Val gave her my shoe. She took my shoe, threw it at my lip, busted my lip.
Who did?
This Renee.
Well, there's no question she assaulted you.
Okay,
No,
now-
listen to me. I want to explain something to you so that we can shorten this because I have other work to do today. There's no question that she assaulted you.
But Your Honor,
I'm asking about her mother.
her mother.
I'm asking you whether you know if her mother assaulted you or whether she was just trying to break up this fight.
Now, see, that's what I'm not sure if she was trying to help Renee or trying to break it up because I have too many injuries for just one person.
Can I see your medical bills, please?
Sure. This is from Harvard General, and these are the radiology reports.
When she hit you at the door, listen to me. You're starting to talk. Let me ask my question first. Her mother, who I believe is an honest woman who's testified pretty credibly here today, that her own daughter slugged you in the face as you were trying to leave because you weren't moving fast enough. I don't know why you think this is funny. This really isn't funny.
It's not really
I mean, it
about the
really
funny.
isn't funny
It's
for
not
two
really
adult
about the
for two
funniness.
adult women who have children who are trying to set examples for their children to indulge themselves in this kind of behavior. So
I
believe me,
agree.
it's not funny.
It's not really about
I
the
agree.
funniness.
I would like you to tell me, when she hit you at the door, did she slap you or punch you?
I don't even know. Your Honor, by the time I got my shoe, I'm trying to run out the door. I got outside the door. Next thing I know, Renee runs up behind me, put me in the headlock. I had to bite her so she can turn me loose. Then she threw me down on some bricks. Then she jumped on me again. And it took two men that lived next door, and those two men that lived next door, they had to pull her off of me. And then I got the cast. I had to wear the cast. I'm still supposed to be in the cast. I had to cut all my pants and alter my clothes. I've been miserable. This is misery. And it's
I
all
wanna know
behind. It was uncalled for. It shouldn't have even happened.
You're absolutely right. I still don't see a bill for your medical expenses.
There's no bill. Medi-Cal paid for my
Okay, so you had
expenses.
no out-of-pocket expenses, so you're suing for
For pain and suffering.
You're suing for pain and suffering. Okay.
I couldn't use my this hand, I still can't use my leg. And I don't even know when I'll be able to wear a pair of shoes again.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm a facilitator.
What does that mean?
I'd hire myself out, housework, cooking, domestic.
And you're living with your mother now?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Well, this ridiculous screw is going to cost you $1,000.
Okay.
And as far as I'm concerned, you still owe her an apology.
I'll apologize.
And I still don't know why you think that there's any amusement about this situation.
My smile is a part of my personality. It has nothing to do with humor.
I'm still being treated.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm a beautician.
Have you been able to
beautician.
work?
I got my
Listen to-
license.
No, listen to me. Have you been able to work?
No.
How are you supporting yourself?
AFDC and disability.
Okay. Judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,000. That's all.
Parties are excused, you may step out.
Wow, just wow. If you thought the first half of this hearing was chaotic, that second half took the drama to a completely different level. The biggest twist here was definitely the mother's testimony. You usually expect a parent to cover for their child or at least try to smooth things over, but Val got on the stand and completely threw her own daughter under the bus. The mother confirmed to Judge Judy that Rena was absolutely the aggressor and the one who got physical first, but it gets worse. Val testified that she physically tried to break up the fight, and as Renee was finally trying to back away and leave the apartment, Rena actually hit or slapped her right in the face simply because she wasn't moving out the door fast enough. From there, the whole situation completely derailed and spilled outside into the apartment complex courtyard. We learned during the remaining testimony that Renee's shoe came off during the scuffle, and Rena actually picked up the shoe and threw it right at her, busting her lip open. Renee described a terrifying scene of being put into a headlock, getting thrown down onto some hard bricks, and needing two male neighbors to physically pull Rena off of her. The physical toll on Renee has been miserable. She's had to completely alter her clothes around her heavy cast and hasn't been able to work her regular job as a beautician, losing out on her livelihood. Judge Judy was absolutely having none of it. She was rightfully disgusted that two adult mothers would set this kind of violent, toxic example for their children over something as trivial as a video game accessory. And did you notice the judge calling out Rena at the end? Rena stood there smiling and smirking through the reprimand, claiming it was just part of her personality, which only made the judge less sympathetic to her case. In a courtroom, a smirk is the fastest way to prove you have zero remorse. Even though Renee's medical bills were already covered by insurance and she didn't have massive out-of-pocket hospital expenses to prove, Judge Judy still awarded her the full $1,000 judgment, purely for her pain and suffering. And honestly, after getting thrown on bricks, getting your lip busted with your own shoe, and being put in a cast for 2 months over a Nintendo cartridge, that $1,000 is well deserved. The biggest lesson here, guys: keep your hands to yourself, especially over a piece of plastic, and definitely don't smirk when a judge is giving you a reality check about your behavior. The law is always going to penalize the person who turns a verbal argument into a physical altercation, but I want to know what you guys think. Do you believe Renee's theory that this whole fight was secretly a setup over a tragic love triangle? Or do you think it really was just a massive petty overreaction to a broken toy? Drop your thoughts down in the comments below. I'm going to be reading and replying to as many as I can. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please do me a huge favor and smash that like button. It really helps out the channel. Make sure you subscribe and ring the notification bell so you never miss an upload. We've got an insane property damage case coming up in the next video that you are not going to want to miss. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.